Welcome to this BTV Right Now update. I'm John Luck. The storm on Thursday made driving extremely difficult, if not impossible. However, some people did venture out to the roads despite the warning by local officials. A car that had an elderly couple in it was hit by a commuter rail train during the height of the storm on Broad Street. Fortunately, there were two Good Samaritans around the area that pulled the couple out of the car before the train came. Now, the car was stuck in the snowpack on the tracks and was eventually hit by the train, sending the car into a control shed, exposing live wires. Now, luckily, that elderly couple was out of the car before the collision. There were no injuries reported in this incident, and the police sent out posts on Twitter looking for the two people who saved the couple's lives and would like them to contact the police station using the non-emergency phone number, which is 508-697-6118. Turning to your health today, when the temperatures plummet to single and even negative digits like it is now, it doesn't take long for frostbite to set in. Dr. Tom Wires is an emergency department physician at the Cleveland Clinic, and he says that frostbite occurs when the soft tissue of the skin begin to freeze.
You actually get freezing of the water in the soft tissue, and it causes damage on a microscopic and macroscopic level.
Dr. Wires says that frostbite most commonly affects the extremities like the fingers, nose, toes, and face. Symptoms of frostbite include pain in the affected area as well as discoloration of the skin. The extent of frostbite damage can depend on just how cold the temperature is and how long someone is exposed. Dr. Wires says that the colder it is, the quicker frostbite can occur. He says that young children and the elderly, as well as those who have chronic illness or spend a lot of time outdoors, are more susceptible to frostbite. If you suspect that someone has frostbite, Dr. Wires says that it's vital to get them indoors as soon as possible and get them to the emergency room to get them checked by a physician, because the damage can be worse than it appears.
Ultimately, you can lose fingers, digits, or extremities. Oftentimes, the damage is more severe than it appears to be initially. So it's very important once you identify a possible frostbite victim to get those extremities warmed up and keep them warm. Don't let them refreeze.
Dr. Wire says that the key to preventing frostbite is to limit your time outdoors during dangerously cold temperatures. If you do have to venture outdoors, it's important to keep extremities like the hands, ears, and face covered and to keep clothes dry. And as we continue to shovel out from Thursday's nor'easter, frostbite's going to be probable with the conditions that we have over the next couple of days. Looking at Futurecast here, you're seeing three columns. You have your temperature on the left, your wind in the middle, which is very important, and your wind chill, which is what it feels like at that time. So looking at Friday, we have wind chills that aren't going to go above minus 15, so it's going to really feel Arctic outside. And if that's not bad enough, you look at Saturday coming up here, and by 6 a.m. we have temperatures in the low single digits, winds coming out of the west at 17 miles an hour, so that's the air coming from Canada and Chicago as well, so right out the Great Lakes. That's going to equal a wind chill of minus 22 on Saturday morning, so it's going to be very dangerous. We have wind chill warnings and wind chill advisories around most of New England right now, thanks to those winds and the wind chill. And after a very frigid start on Sunday morning, we're talking about 7 degrees below zero for the actual air temperature, a wind chill of 14 below. We will start to see some improvements later on in the day with the wind chills getting up into the mid-teens and upper teens as well, showing a bit of a January thaw coming up as we're going to show you in the 5-day forecast. And you see that snow on Friday and Saturday. That's just more for the blowing and the drifting snow with those strong winds that we were talking about just a minute ago. So some of the snowbanks and some of the rooftops may have some snow blowing off it, throwing off some of your driving. But Monday and Tuesday features the potential for another storm. But once again, notice those temperatures, 35 and 39. It's going to be a very messy storm, potentially coming up at the beginning of next week.